The Square Ball Podcast.
Hi there, welcome to the show. It's available in your podcast app and on YouTube, this one, where you will find us looking absolutely glorious in some new clobber, which we'll come on to in just a minute or two. First thing to tell you is that this show is brought to you with Levi Solicitors, who will offer you for today only, this one now. We can, as we say it today at the time of recording, Michael, it's Halloween, the final day of 15% discount on wills, conveyancing and...
lasting powers of attorney.
The big three.
So sad it's over. That's why tonight I'm going to turn all the lights off in my house and hide upstairs. Not to avoid giving sweets out
to begging children. Yeah, that offer is on until close of play today, 31st of October, the end of Levi's 90th birthday month, and there is the usual 10% discount on your legal fees and all other services. Full details and terms on the website, levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Dan Moylan with you on today's show with Michael Normanton, as I've just introduced, and Rob Conlon as well. It's Halloween. Ooh. That's scary.
Yeah, really spooky. Yeah.
Leeds United have signed a new deal with Adidas. We face Plymouth at the weekend, and we've got a new issue of the magazine on sale with probably the best cover we've ever done, I would say. Certainly the most handsome and talented.
Do you want to see it?
Well, you hold it up to the camera, Rob, and I will continue with the opener. We've got a disco to look forward to at Millwall. You excited about that? It's getting to that time of year, and we'll find out who got fat-shamed at Thorpe Arch. Right, where do you want to start?
Let's talk about the mag, I suppose. That's coming out.
Yeah.
It's literally hot off the press. These have just arrived.
Into the office.
From the printers.
In fact, the T-shirts that we're wearing as well that are launching, it's all launching at midnight tonight, I should say. So new mag is out. We've got loads of new clobber. We're wearing the new TSB Japan influenced T-shirt. It's a beautiful, for the benefit of the audio version, it's a beautiful navy blue with, I know it's red. We don't like red on Leeds things, but for Japan, we might just make an exception for that guy.
And we have mugs. These are going to also be on sale. Look at that. If you're on the image, if you're listening to this, it's no use, is it? I'm just showing you something.
It's a brilliant illustration from Rob Palmer, we should say.
Yeah.
But what else is in the mag, Robert?
That's it. That's an Tanaka mug, by the way. Just,
of course.
I don't think we said that.
There is a lot in this issue. Spoiler alert, Ao Tanaka is our hero of the issue, as he might just be for the rest of the season. In issue 2 of the magazine earlier this year, we put a call out on social media asking for photos of the weirdest names people have had printed on their Leeds shirt. And a lad called Chris Toft got back to us and he had an absolute load. So me and Lee Brown, the photographer, went to visit his collection of mental Leeds shirts. And it is quite the collection. Lots of very, very good ones in there as well. But yeah, it's very nice to see a Noel Hunt shirt or a Cameron Borthwick-Jackson shirt.
Was there a Rahubka one?
There was a Rahubka one.
Wow, that's a collector's item.
A signed match-worn Tommaso Bianchi shirt.
Wow.
So yeah, I went and chatted to Chris about what the hell he's doing with his life, basically. And yeah, it was very interesting. Very, very good.
I feel like for full authenticity, it should have Sig Burns in it, that one.
Yes. I mean, considering it's match-worn, it doesn't look very sweaty or dirty. I don't know if it's the game where he got injured and sort of never played again. Mm. But yeah, some absolute belters in there as well. He had this mad suitcase full of scarves. He had the Jamie Bamford scarf in there, which is a real...
No, that genuinely is a collector's item.
That is a collector's item.
Wow.
He was telling us how his friend's dad is Bob, who had to leave Twitter after being told to fuck off by Matthias Click. So yeah, he had some good stories. He had an amazing suitcase, which is like 100 years old and belonged to his great-granddad, who's a guy called Joe Thompson, who is in Leeds Rugby League's Hall of Fame. Because he used to, and he took that suitcase with him on tours with Great Britain to Australia and New Zealand. So it was full of international caps, medals, a Maori shield. Yeah, unbelievable. And then at the end of all that, it's like, can we go back and look at the Luke Varney shirt, please, mate?
We should say that the Jamie Bamford scarf, for anyone who doesn't know the story of it, the kind of unofficial merch sellers outside the ground just got his name wrong. So that it just appeared... Was it around? Must have been around the time we signed him, I guess.
Yeah, it was when he signed. I remember walking past the stall and seeing those scarves and being like, oh, is that a nickname I don't know yet? Or is that a reference I don't get? Yeah, and it's like, nah, they just massively cocked up there.
You just want to be in the room where someone's agreed to that or signed it off, don't you?
And when they notice.
I wonder who they got confused with. There is not...
Jamie Bamford.
Yeah, because like it's not like there is a Jamie Bamford. Like I remember that occasionally you'd see like Darren Beckford, Jermaine Beckford mix up and stuff, wouldn't you? But just very strange thing to get wrong.
Yes. We've got a new, speaking of scarves, how's that for good sale? We've got a new scarf going on sale. Is that one going on sale at midnight as well?
Yes.
Let's say yes, yeah.
Yes,
so we can exclusively reveal it's not Lowfield's influence. It's 90 to 92 away shirt influenced.
Yeah, yellow. chevron-y looking.
Yeah, very nice, very handsome thing. So yeah, excuse for the hard sell.
I was
on this
just
show.
about to say, we've also got a calendar coming. And in the magazine, there's an interview with Emily Tartanella, who is the artist who's done all the brilliant artwork for it. And she's a Leeds fan from DC. So Anthony Crudson has chatted to her about why Leeds, basically.
Why Leeds, indeed. That's a big question, isn't it?
Why Leeds?
You mean why comma Leeds? Yeah. But yes, if you want to get your hands on all the new club, there are discounts available on the website as well. We're just finalising all those. So basically, the more you buy, the more you'll get knocked off.
Indeed.
Sounds good. And that is all on sale at midnight tonight. So Halloween, 1st of November, as soon as the clock ticks round to All Saints Day.
Oh, I was thinking that.
Yeah. What's your favourite Leeds United horror show? Just talking of Halloween. Would you go for playoff final, or would you go for the 4-6 to Preston, 3-7 to Nottingham Forest?
As we just mentioned, Robka. That's up there. That's definitely up there. More recent years, it's weird. How we had some absolute spankings in the Premier League and just complete water off a duck's back for the most part. I was like, well, it's Man City, whatever.
In many ways, it's something like Wigan at home, isn't it?
I was going to say Wigan at home. That or Derby.
Those are the ones that like properly gnaw at your soul.
They're the ones I felt most haunted by afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
Like have to go home and stare at a wall for a good few hours.
I mean, the whole Derby thing gave birth to the match ball, just as a means to process what the fuck we'd just seen.
Indeed. It was, well, what it was meant to be giving birth to was a celebration of us reaching Wembley in a playoff final under Bielsa, wasn't it? That's why we kind of agreed to it, but it didn't quite work out.
No, it didn't work out, did it?
It didn't quite.
Can you remember who played in that game? Who now plays for Leeds?
Hey, not this weekend, he doesn't.
Isn't playing this weekend, and what a segue that was.
Seamless.
Very good, yeah.
Didn't even spot the joins there, did you? Jayden Bogle suspended for the game at the weekend. Byram in it right back. Do you retain him in there? Or do we deploy the Leicester-seen Isaac Schmidt?
It'll be Byram, won't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I thought he played well at the weekend. He was good.
Yeah. And he's obviously, I know he has played left back more than right back for us, but he's right footed. It kind of makes sense that he'd be better there.
Grab the junior mug.
All right, yeah.
Junior's back in at the weekend, isn't he?
He is. He is. Well, you would think.
I mean, this will be an interesting test, actually, the junior Furpo mugs up against the Autanaka mugs, because the Furpo one is, I say it's the fastest selling I think we've ever had. I suspect the Autanaka one, which it's been done like anime style, hasn't it?
Yep. 3
pictures on there with Autanaka looking resplendent. What are those symbols on the front of his shirt? Like, they're basically the non-bulls.
The non-bulls.
Yeah.
They've just been downgraded a little bit.
Carefully designed to avoid copyright issues.
Leeds United non-bulls. It's a good name.
And Christmas jumpers as well, got those going out on sale.
Hell, stop selling stuff.
I can't help it, we've got loads of stuff to shift. I'm just saying, people have been asking about loads of stuff like our Tanaka mugs, Tanaka t-shirts. We've got another Tanaka t-shirt coming as well.
Jayden Bogle mug's coming in 2 years. That's the standard sort of weight we do for the fullback.
We've gone too soon with Tanaka, really, haven't we?
We have, but yeah.
Are you looking forward to the Plymouth game?
Yes, because we should win.
I thought you were going to say because we can shout at Wayne Rooney.
That's a big part of it as well. Should add a bit of something, shouldn't it?
Yeah, I am looking forward to it, actually. Saturday at 3. A rarity at Ellen Road. Yeah, hopefully score some goals and have fun.
Yeah.
There's
absolutely, sound convinced.
There's absolutely no reason
fun.
We shouldn't win this.
Sean of Darko JB.
Yeah.
He won't be able to play.
We are recording ahead of the press conference, we should say. So we don't know if any injuries or anything have befallen us at this stage.
Who is
proceedings.
Saying? I reckon Pat Bamford's had a knock in training.
It's possible. Max Weber's had a setback.
Tanaka out with a cruciate ligament injury. We won't see him till next year. Just got all these t-shirts in and mugs and stuff.
Gilavogi's already cropped.
Manor Solomon's not trained all week, but we're hoping he can be fit for the weekend.
He's got a sore back and hamstring.
It's injuries are compounding out there with Manor Solomon, so it'll start to spread up his shoulder. Next.
Yeah, neck. He's got a bad. He slept funny, and he's got a bad neck. That's a bad injury.
Another little glimpse into Michael's life.
When you get that one, just slept on a bad pillow. Send me out for the week.
What do you make of your £50 memory foam pillow? Is that the sort of thing that gets put in the Normanton bed?
I've got a decent pillow. Right. I think pillow and mattress, I don't mind investing money in.
Right.
I was thinking this last week when you were chatting about going to the jungle or whatever. The last time I've seen you go on a excursion shall we say, you were taking your own little pillow and was it a clothes dryer or something to have?
It was a little washing line to dry my stuff on.
And this is the charity walk second iteration, wasn't it?
It was a big pillow, wasn't there?
It was only the big pillow. It was a leg pillow I took with me, so I could.
You could elevate your legs.
Elevate my legs,
which I did use actually because we were in the same room. I did use it to elevate my legs, and it worked. It was nice. Yeah,
it's a good purchase.
The fluids all went to my brain, out my feet.
Yeah, but I've no regrets about my big pillow.
Very good.
Yeah, the washing line was good as well, I have to say.
I was thinking.
Washed your socks every night, didn't you?
Well, I had my favourite socks. I had 3 pairs of one particular sock that I preferred, so I liked to have them. It's good to change them during the day when you're doing a long walk as well, so I like to kind of keep them in rotation and not stinking.
Yes.
Whereas your infected trotters were absolutely rancid.
I also washed my socks in your daft little with your washing sheets in the sink in the hotel bedrooms. Anyway, we don't need to talk about this. Let's talk about Plymouth again. And yeah. How do you feel about going into a game saying we should win this? I think there's always a reluctance to sort of acknowledge it from a Leeds point of view. You don't want to say it.
Yeah, I think I prefer it than going into a game being like, no, we're going to get battered.
Yeah.
And also, like, if Jabe's out for them, is it Adam Forshaw who comes in for him? Who I thought was a decent player at Leeds, but it was interesting watching Jamie Shackleton play at Ellen Road for Sheffield United and just seeing him not in a Leeds shirt and being like, oh, yeah, you're quite average, really, aren't you?
Oh, bless
I know I've always really had a soft spot for Shackleton, but then seeing him play for another team, it was
Patrick Shackleton?
Is that what I called him?
No, I was thinking the Jamie Bamford.
Pat Shackleton. Pat Shack. Yeah, I always had a soft spot for him, and then seeing him play for another team, I was like, yeah, we do need better than you, don't we? And I hope I am looking at Adam Forshaw saying the same thing at the weekend.
It's unlikely he's improved much with age.
What, Forshaw?
Yeah.
No.
Should be fine. Plymouth are 16-1 to win this.
Right.
How much you putting on?
Oh,
It's got to be worth a fiver, that.
got to cover it off the draw because a draw would feel like a defeat in this as well.
16-1 is mental, really.
Yeah.
But they are terrible, aren't they?
Yeah. No, we should win. And
So let's do it.
yeah, I think we should.
Do you think we see any change with Pirro Joseph? Do you think maybe Joseph deserves another go? I'd be tempted to, just because it's not worked for Pirro the last few games. And if there's a game when it might be a good time to get Joseph rolling with some goals, this might be it.
Yeah, Pirro's been quite sleepy again in his last 2 games, I think. So maybe change that. Joseph has kind of helped us off the bench, but also missed good chances in both games. So it is that conundrum that we are just going to have for the rest of the season.
So last year we beat them. It was around the same time of the year, actually. It was November. We played them at Ellen Road. 2-0 up inside half an hour. James got the first on 21 minutes. Pirro scored on 28. And then we just didn't put our foot on their throats, really. And they pulled one back late on. And then we won down there quite convincingly, I would say, later in the season. Although that was only 2-0.
We had the cup games as well.
Yeah, and it was Nonto and Rute who scored in the away game in February. So he has scored once against them as Pirro. I don't know if that in any way will lead the thinking on whether he should play in this one. But yeah, I know what you're saying about Joseph. But do you get a little bit more finesse from Pirro maybe?
When he can control it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are just days where it's weird for such like a composed player. Like there's an article in the New Mag comparing him to Becchio, and he does have that sometimes where you think he just looks like he's chasing after the ball after a first touch, and like he's really composed in the box, but then outside of the box he can look really awkward and uncomfortable. So
where are they in the table then? I think I looked at this the other day.
21st.
So they're not doing
just outside the relegation
not
places.
doing particularly well. So that's enough.
They've got the second worst defence.
So that's enough football analysis for now. What are we going to sing at Wayne Rooney?
They lost 5-0 against Cardiff.
You're getting sacked in the morning.
How shit were Cardiff when we played them?
Yeah.
They lost 5-0 to that.
How did they lose 5-0 to Cardiff?
It's mad, isn't
Is that under the new manager there?
Cardiff are doing well now. They're up to 20th. They've
wow, flying.
No, that is good. They were properly marooned at the bottom though not long ago,
That's
and they've managed to draw against West Brom. They've beaten Portsmouth. They've beaten Plymouth. They've beaten Millwall. Not great teams, admittedly, but they've managed to stick some wins together.
With the exception of Portsmouth, who are bottom, Plymouth Argyle have conceded the highest number of goals so far. at 22. So they're averaging, nearly 2 per game. I know obviously like a 5-0 will skew that, but still, it's all there, isn't it? All the evidence is there that should give you the confidence to go into this and take them apart. Hopefully, I think that'd be quite nice. Sing some songs about Rooney getting sacked in the morning.
Yeah.
What else should we sing?
He must be getting close to it if we do manage to, particularly if we manage to put 3 or 4 past him.
I was going to say 7.
Yeah.
Given they got beat 5-0 by Cardiff, I think this should be the day where we just score 7 goals.
That would be fine. I really do want to see us take somebody apart and win handsomely.
We should do eventually, shouldn't we?
Because it feels like we have been playing within ourselves. Actually, just looking at the fixtures after they play us, Tuesday they've got Portsmouth at home, which is a fairly crunch tie, I would argue. And then on to it's Derby away just before the international break.
So they should probably save themselves for the more winnable games and just throw this one in.
Throw it.
Yeah, just don't bother trying.
Okay.
No point, is there? Just keep your players fit for the winnable games.
The big derby on Tuesday.
We head off to Millwall. Is that next midweek?
Yes.
Yeah, that feels too soon. Really does feel
to
too
go
soon.
to Millwall.
Yeah, but there is something very exciting in store. Have you seen the tweet that's been doing the rounds? It was at the Millwall fans, the Millwall Supporters Club. It starts off with the angry swearing emoji, and in capital letters it says, "Not the Millwall we know." As part of the new deal for floodlights, Millwall FC are going to have bloody light shows, capital letters, as part of pre-match build-up. Part of the deal with the new light company to have 3 per season. First one plans for Leeds at home. Utter garbage.
What do you mean with the deal with the light company? The light company forcing this upon them? Because Angus Kinnear, I don't know if it's on the show or he did, or just in...
Off the record.
Off the record. But he said the new floodlights at Leeds are capable of doing this.
I'm fairly sure it was me who said that because I saw him testing them.
Ah, was it?
Yeah, so it was not to do with Kinnear. It was my eyes, yeah. I was driving.
I'm sure he mentioned it. Maybe you mentioned it to him and then he said, "Oh yeah, we're just not doing it because people will hate it."
Maybe so, but I know that it's when we were over in the old office, the other side of Ellen Road. So driving out of it, you would approach the ground, and obviously at this time of year when it starts to get dark in the evenings, be coming out when it's dark, and just after they put them in, they were testing them, and it was all flashy and swirly. And I thought, yeah, don't do that. Test it, but don't test it on a real crowd because I think they know what the reaction will be.
I'm surprised Millwall are doing it.
The Millwall reaction is very good. I looked at some of the replies to that tweet and there are a lot of people saying they should boycott the game.
London has fallen.
Yeah, people saying they should boo it. Someone saying that this isn't Palace.
Why isn't Sadiq Khan stopped this?
Someone does compare the club to the Stasi, which seems a bit extreme.
Do they not like that?
Yeah, they're very confusing out of the Millwall fans. Someone did reply, and I did like this, saying, "No one likes us and we don't care," which I thought was very good.
That's excellent. Other things that are happening at Ellen Road, renewed with Adidas on the kit deal. No specifics about how long. I understand it's a multi-year deal, but how many years that is, who knows? Is it another 5? Is it 3?
It does seem strange that they're not telling us that.
Unless it's a 2-year with an option of a extension and all that. You're never quite sure with these things, are you? They maybe don't want to have egg on their face if we're in League One and Adidas are pulling the plug. I thought you said it was a 5-year deal. Yeah, but there were clauses, and we're not doing that anymore. Well, I mean, we announced in the 90s, we announced the 5-year deal with Admiral, didn't we? Which turned out to be 1.
Yeah.
In the end. I can't remember what happened on that.
I'm fairly sure.
That was announced as a big deal, though, wasn't it, at the time?
Yeah, I think, did Puma just not buy out the rest of the contract or something like that?
Yeah, possibly.
Or was it even Asics? I can't remember which way around it happened now.
But Adidas, I suppose they're having I feel like they're having their best season as Leeds kit supplier. The home shirt's not great, but the yellow away is obviously a massive hit. The ranges they've done recently seem to have been popular.
Spuzzle.
The Spuzzle. I don't like the Spuzzle as much as there's the first lot Spuzzle as well.
I don't know.
There might be more, but I think there's only been one so far.
Because there was the white one that Willie Nonto was modelling. That's
just originals thing.
That was originals, not Spuzzle.
Right. Yeah. Did you see the prices of the Spuzzle stuff?
Ish. So I saw enough to know it wasn't for me.
There were a lot of items with 3 figures there on the price tag.
Yeah, sometimes you can go in a shop and you can look at the first thing and go,
this is not a shop for me.
This is not my shop.
You see where the decimal point is. Yeah, no chance.
This T-shirt seems to be 100. No, I'm gonna I'm going to go elsewhere.
But yeah, it does feel like the relationship with Adidas has been cemented somewhat with all the additional ranges and stuff. And there's obviously pleasure at the away kit this season when they finally listened to what people want, caved in.
I mean, some of the stuff Adidas do is up there with the nicest football stuff you can buy. Like, we've not had as much of it as some teams, because obviously, like, you look at the stuff Arsenal get over the years because they're one of their top tier
elite.
That's the phrase they use, is it?
Yeah.
But yeah, if we could get some more of that, and I think presumably they'll see as well how quickly
Some more stuff that you won't buy.
Yeah, but I like other people to look nice,
right?
And I'm looking out. I'm like in the crap house looking at the good house. Who's everyone else I feel sorry for? I still look at me. But if other people are dressed well,
but nice. It does have a certain amount of sort of prestige and gravitas to the whole thing, doesn't it?
And like the players looking nice too. Like when you see, the Arsenal players come out in like the retro looking tracksuits and stuff. It's good. It looks cool.
See Eddie Gray in the back of those photo shoots, standing next to Dan James, just looking like he doesn't really know why he's there.
I would say Dan James looks photoshopped in on that.
Do you reckon?
I think that might have been shot with Archie, hence why Eddie's there. And I think they've gone shit. Right, send Dan James out.
Just say it's Harry Gray.
Right,
it's fine. They basically got the same face.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's all right. Just lie to people.
Right.
Just gaslight them and say, no, that's definitely Harry Gray.
Yeah, I think that'll always go down well when Leeds do that.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine.
To the fan base. But yeah, if you look at it like the colouring and the shading, I don't know if it's just the lighting. I might be completely barking up the wrong tree, but I think we should perpetuate that conspiracy theory.
I'll see if Tom Numbers has said anything about
just
it.
For a laugh. But yeah, nice. Yeah, I look forward to seeing more fan-influenced kits in future. Now they finally listen to us.
Proper yellow. That's all we ask for. Although if we could have no Red Bull too, but I think we're probably stuck with that, aren't we, for the foreseeable?
Yeah. As I mentioned at the start of the show, someone's been fat shamed, Rob. Who has been fat shamed?
Yeah. Well, they were fat shamed a few years ago, I guess. But there's been
a retro fat shaming.
We've really got our finger to the pulse.
If I'd have had my head on properly, I would have linked that back to Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, well,
never mind.
Too easy. But yeah, there's been a lot of podcasts in the last week, I would say, of former Leeds players reminiscing about Bielsa and their time at Leeds. So we've had Dallas on the Ben Foster podcast, which is a really good listen. The stuff about his injury is bloody horrible. But yeah, that's really interesting. Bill Ayling has been on Pat Bamford's podcast. You've had, who else has there been? Barry Douglas has been on Under the Cosh. But I never expected the player to have the best Bielsa anecdote would be Andy Lonergan, who, because I can't remember that he was ever there under Bielsa, but it turns out that when Bielsa got appointed, Andy Lonergan got a call from Victor Orta and was basically like, no, I'm out here, aren't I? And then he turned up to Thorpe Arch, I think maybe the next day, and got his breakfast, sat down, and a random coach he'd never seen before just rocked up into the canteen and took the butter off his table and says, "You're not allowed that, you're too fat," and then walked out. And Lonergan was like, never seen the guy before or since, but I got paid off, so it was all fine in the end. I think it worked out for everyone, basically.
I mean, wow. I was not going to leave you feeling as a professional athlete, Michael.
Just like taking it off a child. You've had too many sweets. Come on, put them in. Go upstairs, brush your teeth. Come on, you've been eating those. You've had a full bag of flumps. It does make you want. Lonergan was not even ever fat, was he?
By Bielsa standards, I guess he was big.
He's never someone who stood out, though, was he? As being like, because sometimes keepers in particular, they can look a bit on the chunky side, but I never thought Lonergan did. But yeah, I suppose.
I mean, it makes you wonder what else he was having for breakfast. There was like a full English next to him.
Just demanded his usual lard-based fry-up from the canteen staff.
Saw Ricardo Fuller having a full English once.
Right.
That was when he was playing for Blackpool. We had a work thing and we stayed in the Blackpool hotel and some of the players were there.
Nice.
Fuller was tucking into a full English. No fucks given. It was towards the end of his career, I think. He was like,
I've earned it.
It don't matter if I'm a bit heavy, does it? Just stand in the box, turn it into the net.
Well, with all this Japanese influence clobber that we've got on, gentlemen, we should say, by the way, for the audio version, this navy blue T-shirt with the red logo on it has Japanese lettering on it, which says the square ball, doesn't it? In Japanese. And we've checked.
We did check and double check. If you're on the video there, I'm holding up the back design of it. Little on the front. Pow! On the back. Big writing.
We've got more our Tanaka Clubber coming. And that's because he's going to be our player of the year. Player of a generation, if you like. Why is he going to be our player of the year, Michael? Over to you.
Because of democracy. People are voting him player of the year. Yeah, we obviously take the scores after each game, and he is currently top. So the top three are Tanaka, Ramazani, and Nonto, with Strauch, Dan James, Junior Firpo not far behind.
Yeah, wooden spoon at the minute in the hands of Max Verber.
Yes.
Again, he's got a lot of work to do to claw back from his one game and 1.77 out of 10 average, which would be the Middlesbrough League Cup game, I presume.
Yes, which is lower than even Cody Drama managed last year after his one performance where he came on, gifted a couple of goals and got subbed off again. So, bloody hell.
Lower than Ilan Melier at Sunderland.
I mean, the average for the dickhead ref has been 3.37. So, he's basically twice as bad as
the worst refs in the world.
The average dickhead ref.
Georgie, my former beau, is on there. 2 appearances, 5.61 out of 10. Is that all?
Yeah, not great. Not good.
No. We need to take him out of this list because he's not there anymore.
Still, we had Sinister on for last year's list, so, and Cody Drama, so he's going to stay on. You're just going to have to deal with
his little Judas name all year.
You're just going to have to deal with the hurt, I'm afraid.
Fine.
Got another assistant here at the weekend.
Who did?
Georgie.
So?
You're not even bothered, are you?
No. Got a new love now.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yep. Is our Tanaka our hero of the week then?
Well, yet to be decided. He's our player of the year so far anyway.
Right, yeah, so hero of the week needs to be picked. Sponsored by the tuktukclub.com. You going to go get on a tuk-tuk soon, Michael?
We're getting a tuk-tuk made for us. This is
a full-size one?
Sadly not. Unless we sign old Keith Stroud and Lee Johnson.
Right.
Then they may be able to ride in it, but it's a little model one. One of our listeners is sending it in. And
brilliant.
It's got a little Tuk-Tuk Club sign on it. It's got a TSB number plate. It's tremendous.
Wow. TSB 15 for a 15% discount on your booking with the tuktukclub.com. If you want to go see Northern Thailand, sounds nice, doesn't it?
I'd love to.
If anyone's offering.
A note of desperation and pleading in your voice
please.
There. You want to see some elephants, don't you? Pristine waterfalls and enjoy some jungle cookery.
Oh, sounds tremendous.
Soon, all right.
Soon.
Hero and villain then. We'll start off with the Ken Bates villain of the week before we pick our Katana Baradi hero of the week, sponsored by the tuktukclub.com. Right, what we got then for these? It's been a fairly indifferent week, actually, hasn't it? Come to think of it. So, slim pickings, really?
You can always tell how boring a game has been by how little feedback we get, because a game where loads has happened, there'll be absolutely tons of this to wade through. Actually, people are just like, it's all just fine, wasn't it? I mean, who do you even nominate as a villain here?
I mean, for example, Bamford's right foot has nominated Naki fucking Wells, which kind of makes sense to me, even though there's no detail.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I think just seeing him, he's just a reminder of the Champo, isn't he? Or just not even the Champo, it's just very Football League. Just, come on, mate. Give up. Finally, you're not going anywhere.
So this whole thing is just beneath us.
Oh, massively so.
I don't care. We've been in the Championship in my lifetime, or League One, longer than we've been in the Premier League in my whole lifetime now, which makes me sad. Still all beneath us.
I mean, I tell you what was beneath everyone was the pitch at Bristol from the camera angle. There's a weird way to phrase it, but that needs a nomination, I think.
Yeah, the hot air balloon that carried the camera.
The hot air balloon, the fact that they were only sometimes following the play, the replays that would happen so long after the original event that you were confused as to what they were even showing. You're like, I think this is first half highlights or something. It's tripped into.
Well, yeah, something that goes hand in hand with that actually has been flagged up by Isaac, the commentator for calling Joe Rodon, as Isaac says. He's Rodon, a former Premier League player and Welsh international and regular starter for Wales and Leeds United, two of the best teams in Britain, for fuck's sake. You're a professional. You're literally paid to say people's names. And it's not like he's got a difficult to pronounce name. All you have to do is sound it out and not add any letters. Pathetic.
I think Sky TV as a whole, once again, are a good shout for villain of the week. I was writing in the match pot because there wasn't much interesting to write about the actual game. But it's just how mental it is that Sky TV have paid the best part of £1 billion to show more Football League games. But it's like they've spent all their production budget as part of that as well. So actually what we've got is a 12:30 kickoff in Bristol that nobody wants to watch on a terrible camera angle that nobody wants, and listen to a commentator that nobody wants to hear.
In a division we don't want to be in.
You just think, was it not better when I just had to like go to some effort to try and stream this illegally. Like, at least I could accept the terrible production values in that case. But you spent £1 billion on this to inconvenience everyone. At least make it good. We did have an email into the mailbag at thesquareball.net if you want to get in touch. It was Guy who said, regarding your comments on the atmosphere on the TV at the Bristol game, I have a theory. I've noticed this before on games that are on the red button. I think the commentary team are not in the ground, just in a remote studio somewhere. I think with all the extra games they're covering, they have made a decision to save money, travel expenses, hotel fees, possibly, and of course, a few fees on the personnel as they don't have to pay for a full day's work. Just a theory, but I think it's the case. How could the atmosphere sound that bad if they were sat in the ground?
Yeah,
Best regards.
We did raise that when we were watching it, didn't we? We said, are they not actually here? Because it sounds disconnected and strange.
You can tell from there's no kind of ambience on the commentator's mic. And I know that you obviously use like lip mics or whatever, or round the head Britney Spears ones now. But you'd be able to pick up some sort of the atmosphere, wouldn't you, if there was any there? So if they're probably sat in a room. I mean, I know we've had Tony DiRigo in when he goes and he commentates for the Italian football. That's in a booth in London, isn't it? Or a room. For the under-21s on LUTV, you still get crowd noise, even though I think they do it like the away games remotely. And you'll still be able to hear a coach like slagging off a player or whatever. But yeah, that was really rubbish watching that without crowd noise. Mel did describe the camera work as avant-garde, which was very good. Looking down the other villain
Solomon gets a few mentions just for someone, Nobby says, for looking like a totally unfit League One winger who couldn't be asked. Farker said he is asked, though, so, you know. There was some absolutely mental tweet, I can't remember from where, suggesting that, is it time for Solomon to go? Now that was the clamour is increasing. It had been weirdly clickbaited from a thing that... it was Johnny Buchan said. Johnny Buchan said, yeah, he asked the question, didn't he? Is there any sort of call for him to go? And I think everyone says no, because that'd be stupid. But the headline said, BBC pundit says he should go back or something, which is not what he said. Which then evolved into a Twitter survey. It's like, no, he's just not fit yet, is he? Yeah, it's a bit I mean, he may never be, Rob, but... No, I think that's his problem. He's broken, not that he's not asked. But yeah, there was another clickbait story this week with Leeds spuriously been linked with Ryan Kent, obviously. Even though he's also been linked with Leyton Orient, but someone has asked Carlton Palmer for his view on it. It's just like, what the fuck? Why? What a waste of everyone's time. I think we should get Carlton Palmer on here, on the West Stand. He's got opinions as Carlton Palmer. Yeah. I will say that. Be good fun, wouldn't it? I mean... Define fun. Has he ever seen Ryan Kent play? I'm not sure. Well, he'd clearly not said these quotes as well. No. It was all like, he'd made X appearances in 2023 and he's been... released with X years on his contract. It's like, you have not said these words. Unless he's done it, someone's rung him and they go, look, it's £100 if you, and he's just sat on his, you know, we sometimes read off Wikipedia, but we make it obvious we're doing it. Yeah. He's done it and then just gone, is that going to be enough? Can I have some money now? He was born on 17th of February. So let's narrow it down. And the thing for me that has affected my enjoyment of Leeds United this week, which is the whole point of the Ken Bates Villain of the Week award. I mean, Ken Bates, by the way, was involved in a court case and won some libel damages. Somebody did suggest we should give this to Ken. Can't do that. The rules of the competition stay at that. He can't have it. And if you want, because we don't want to repeat accidentally any of the things that the person has been successfully sued for, I suggest you just look up Ken Bates' court case if you want to know what someone has said about him. Yeah, that wasn't true. We'll repeat all of it in full once he passes away. But make sure you read the most recent one, because there's been a few. Yes. Yeah. Stand-up guy. So yeah, he's not getting it. The thing that has affected my enjoyment of Leeds United this week the most was the camera angle and the commentator just sort of a TV production. Yeah, that wasn't at Sunderland as well. If we're going to be, football-y about it, just grow up. We can only worry about ourselves and the things we experience, though. And that early kickoff as well, as I discovered, I think it was LUFC Data looked into that. 12:30 kickoffs are a problem for us. So I did wonder. So we can blame all that on the TV production. So, and Sky didn't pony up that sponsorship money, did they, at the start of the season? Apparently not. We used to talk about them. But yeah, we've never spoken positively about them. I think it's possibly one of the issues. Is that why they didn't sponsor us? It could have been a factor. You think someone's heard it and gone, yeah, those lads don't really like you at all. It would have been great to sit here and go, oh, you can now watch 1,000. We're going to have to get up earlier to watch football. Rob was saying he preferred piracy. Yeah. They would have been like the merch sellers when they realised they had Jamie Bamford scarves. Hang on a minute, we've sponsored this podcast and they hate us. In unrelated news, we are getting a new sponsor, aren't we? Apparently so. In the form of NordVPN. That's an exclusive. Completely unrelated.
So that's exciting. Details on that to follow. It's the telly production and it's Sky TV.
Sky TV, definite.
Fine. Right.
Richard Keys, Murdoch, a lot of them.
Anybody who's ever facilitated
Tim Lovejoy.
Yeah.
Alan Sugar.
Very much so.
Right. The Gaetano Berardi Hero of the Week with the tuktukclub.com.
Who did anything in that game?
I mean, Bamford's right foot likes the return of Dan Harry Potter James. Love that scum bastard. But him returning feels a bit thin on the ground.
Not quite enough, is it? We defended quite well.
Yeah, Dickie's saying the control from defensive midfield. What else we got? Nobby saying we didn't lose, a clean sheet.
One of the things I did pick up on from listening to Bristol stuff for propaganda, but it wasn't worthy of inclusion, was them saying how Naki Wells is still their best striker, and then when they brought on those other strikers, they were all absolutely shit. And I was like, oh yeah, that does tally with what I saw. So it was maybe just an easy day for them as well, because they didn't have any good players and didn't particularly try to attack.
Right. So Tom Numbers has been in touch. There's not too much for Hero of the Week, but clean sheet and a point is all about there is to cheer. On to sacking Rooney again.
Yeah, that's the thing to look forward to, isn't it? But in terms of this week, it's just not much has happened, has it?
Sam Byram rocking up. Didn't miss Junior Firpo. Don't really get the chance to give it to Byram. My heart's not really in it. But
I mean, can we? It's our competition. We could just have a rollover.
Is that a thing?
Like the lottery, yeah.
Well, the Tuk Tuk Club will have a rollover.
I don't know. We should have probably considered this and emailed Bruce and asked him.
There wasn't even anything like funny that happened, was there?
No, it was a joyless experience.
Yeah. Oh, we could. Do we nominate Ten Hag?
Somerville.
He's contributed entertainment over a number of years, hasn't he, Ten Hag?
Somerville getting a goal.
Yeah, that did kind of trigger it. But then again, I kind of liked him in the job. But the next chapter's also going to be fun. So
yeah,
Ten Hag for 2 years, was it 3 years of good comedy?
Yeah,
yeah,
solid service
from a fellow Baldman.
Fellow Baldman, thank you for your work. I wish you luck in the future.
Fine. I hope Bruce doesn't mind being associated with. That's Bruce from the Tuk Tuk Club, by the way. Doesn't mind being associated with Ten Hag.
Well, he's not a scummer anymore, is he?
No.
And he's taken presumably a good old chunk of cash on his way out as well.
As well as spending a load of money.
Yeah, a destroying exit, as Bob Mortimer would label it.
Fine. Well done. Fine.
Oh, Sam Byram, whatever. Pick your own winner.
and or roll it over a week. I wonder where Rooney's going to feature in this. How will he feature next week? Will he be a hero of the week? Will he be a villain of the week?
I think he's got one of those faces that people don't like looking at. So I think he'll be in the villainy for that, much like Wilder.
Yeah, it seems likely.
Right. Buy some stuff off us, please. There you go. Time to wrap it up. Head to thesquareball.net for mag, new merch, Christmas jumpers, which we haven't worn those today on the show because they're getting fully revealed in due course. But if you've seen the hint video that was doing the rounds on socials, think 95, 96.
Also, still October.
Yeah,
for actually wearing. Feel a bit awkward.
But we wanted to
once
give people...
they're on sale, though, I will flog the shit out of that. Don't you worry.
But we did want to give people a chance to get them ahead of Christmas rather than leave it late.
Yeah,
it's payday in it now. So as Bob Geldof might have said,
give us your fucking money.
We'll see you soon.
The Square Ball Podcast.